you want darker stories? Do you want to dive into creepier videos? Well, my little detectives, it's time we go even deeper. This is Anna Uncovered. Check out the link below to find out more. Now, we've all had a crush on someone, and sometimes they like us back, at times they don't, which is okay. But how far would you go to get your crush to notice you? Would you kill for it? This is a totally messed up case of the boy who catfished a girl just to kill her. But was that his plan all along? Let's find out. Nichole Kristine Cable, properly known as CoCo by her family and friends, was born on August 12, 1997, to David Cable and Kristen Franks. She lived in Glenburn with her mom, stepdad Jason Willey, and 3 younger sisters. Nichole was described as a fun-loving and outgoing girl with a spunky and feisty personality. She loved upbeat music and anything she could dance to and was super close with her family. She always wanted to see everyone happy, and if someone wasn't, she would try and cheer them up. When this tragedy happened, Nichole was a sophomore at Old Town High School, where she participated in cheerleading and enjoyed hanging with her friends. She also worked as a part-time model for Debs Fashion, so as you can guess, she was pretty popular and had a lot going on for her. Like most girls her age, Nichole spent most of her time on social media and was always glued to her cell phone, texting friends and keeping up with the latest gossip. She never imagined that one of her social media friends had developed a dangerous obsession with her. His name was Kyle Dube, a 20-year-old guy who worked for an agency that cared for people with disabilities. Kyle lived in Maine with his parents and his 4-year-old daughter. He was also dating a girl named Sarah Mersinger, whom he had met on Facebook in 2012. But despite having a girlfriend, Kyle was super obsessed with Nichole and was always trying to get her attention. But Nichole was not interested and only saw him as a friend. They actually hung out together several times and even visited each other's homes. In fact, Nichole's mom would later say that she had once confronted Kyle about his intentions with her daughter, since he was several years older than her and he told her that they were just friends. But clearly, Kyle wanted something more, and he came up with a plan to get Nichole on board. He would kidnap her and hide her in the woods, and then, when everyone was looking out for her, he would find her and become a hero. In his sick and twisted mind, Nichole would be so grateful and even fall for him. What could possibly go wrong, right? So, in May 2013, Kyle proceeded with the first phase of his plan, which was to set up a fake Facebook account which he could use to chat with Nichole without her knowing it was him. He used the name and picture of Brian Butterfield, a guy that his girlfriend had once dated, and was known to Nichole. And it worked. Nichole accepted the friend request from Kyle, thinking it was Brian, and the two started chatting. Then, the night before she went missing, Kyle went to Nichole's house and tried kissing her, but Nichole turned him down. She later told her friends that she tried pushing him off, but he wouldn't stop and ended up giving her a hickey. On May 12th, Kyle, pretending to be Brian, chatted with Nichole through Facebook and convinced her to meet with him at the end of her driveway on a remote dirt road. That was the last time her family ever saw her alive. Before leaving the house that evening, Nichole had told her mom that she was just going outside to meet someone and that she would be back. But when she didn't return, her family grew concerned and reported her missing. A massive search was immediately launched with pictures of Nichole being plastered everywhere around town. Police used aircraft and dogs, while hundreds of volunteers came in to help the search. Nichole's distraught mother, Christine, pleaded for her daughter's safe return on TV and social media.
Just come home. It'll be okay. And if somebody has her, I don't care. Take her to a gas station, a park, anywhere.
During this time, Kyle went over to Nichole's family home and offered to babysit Nichole's younger sisters while the parents were out searching for her. Nichole's mom turned down the offer and he left. He, like many others in the area, were interviewed by the cops, but he said he had no idea what happened to Nichole. He even shared Nichole's missing person poster on his Facebook page, seemingly trying to help with the search. Then, A day after Nichole went missing, he reportedly posted on Facebook saying, "Okay, so I don't with the drama. Let's get this straight. I, Kyle Dube, is and always will be my girlfriend. We have our ups and downs, but we have worked them out, so stop talking to me if you're trying to flirt, and guys, you better stop hitting on her. I get crazy when I'm pissed off, and I'm about there." Now, I don't know about you guys, but that sounds a lot like he was trying to overcompensate for something that he had done. But anyway, let's move on. On May 20th, 2013, 8 days after Nichole went missing, her naked body was found dumped under leaves and sticks in the woods, 20 miles from her home.
A body has been located in Old Town, and is presumed to be that of Nichole Cable. Unfortunately, this did not end as we wanted.
A medical examination of her remains found that she had died of asphyxiation. Asphyxiation, or suffocation, is when your body doesn't get enough oxygen, which can cause you to pass out or die. Some causes of asphyxiation include drowning, asthma, and choking. This was a huge blow to Nichole's family and friends, who had harbored hopes of finding her alive. They could not believe how someone would want to hurt Nichole in such a horrible way. She had no real enemies and was always the type of person who wanted to see others happy. So who could do such a thing to her? A memorial was created near the end of the road where she was allegedly picked up, with family and friends bringing in balloons, flowers, and candles and leaving notes for her. Meanwhile, the police already had a suspect in mind. They found his DNA under Nichole's fingernails and on a mask that was discovered near the crime scene. Also, he happened to have scratches on his face, which he claimed he got at his job, but the cops did not believe him. During the investigation, police found out that Kyle was the person behind the fake Brian Butterfield Facebook profile, and that Nichole had gone to meet up with him that evening. His girlfriend Sarah also came forward and told the police that he had confessed to being involved in Nichole's murder. On top of that, his brother also told the cops everything that Kyle had ever told him about how things happened. When Nichole went out to meet him, Kyle was hiding in the bushes wearing a ski mask and equipped with duct tape. He grabbed Nichole, wrapped her up with duct tape, and threw her in the back of his dad's pickup truck. But when he later went to check on her, she was dead. Apparently, the duct tape, which had covered her mouth, had stopped her from breathing. Kyle said that he panicked and dumped Nichole's lifeless body in the woods before removing her clothes and throwing them out of the vehicle's window as he drove home. Kyle was arrested and charged in connection with Nichole's death. In court, he pleaded not guilty, and his trial began in February 2015. The prosecution didn't believe Kyle's story and that Nichole's death was an accident. Maybe he had initially planned to be the hero, but once Nichole was under his control, the urge to act on his crush became too strong to ignore. And when Nichole resisted, he strangled her. The DNA evidence and the scratches on his face showed that Nichole had tried to fight for her life. Also, the fake Facebook account was traced back to his home. But the defense argued that Kyle had no reason to kill Nichole because they were friends and that someone else might have committed the crime. They even went ahead to point a finger at Kyle's then-girlfriend Sarah, saying that she hated Nichole and had access to Kyle's computer. However, Sarah came in and testified that Kyle had confessed everything to her, saying that he had strangled Nichole and duct taped her mouth, eyes, hands, and feet. She then said that Kyle told her he took Nichole's clothes off so the police dogs couldn't smell her, and that he covered her with leaves and sticks so they couldn't see her from the sky. Interestingly, Kyle also confessed to another inmate through a 15-page letter he wrote while in prison. In the letter, he gave more details of what transpired that night, admitting that he actually choked Nichole, saying, "I jumped out wearing a ski mask. I grabbed her around the chest and stomach, so I thought. And then I realized I had her in a chokehold with my right arm over her neck area. She passed out, and I freaked." Kyle wrote that Nichole ripped off his ski mask and scratched his face with both hands. He even drew a picture of how Nichole scratched his face and then went on to describe how he taped her hands and feet with duct tape and put her in the truck, writing that Nichole was breathing as he drove away from her home. She was breathing and still passed out. Then she started grasping for air. I quickly got out and cut the tape and sat her up. She was still, and then I started doing CPR, and she didn't start breathing. He then used a pocket knife to scrape his skin from under Nichole's nails before dumping her body in the woods. He concluded the letter by saying that he never meant for Nichole to die and that he didn't call 911 or get help because he was afraid. This letter was presented to the jury, who only took 45 minutes to deliberate and find him guilty of the crime. During his sentencing hearing, Nichole's mom, Kristine, gave an emotional impact statement, urging the judge to show her daughter's killer no mercy. She had so many dreams of getting her driver's license, turning sweet 16. She had dreams of getting married and having a child. Please do not let him out. Do not let him do this to another person. And you'd expect that after all this, Kyle would at least show some remorse. I mean, he did claim that it was an accident, right? But when the judge gave Kyle the opportunity to say something and maybe apologize for the pain he caused Nichole's family, he refused to do it. In the end, he was sentenced to 60 years in prison for murder and 30 years for kidnapping, which were to run concurrently. He was also made to pay money for funeral expenses. While passing the sentence, the judge referred to the crime as senseless and unprovoked killing. Nichole's family was satisfied with the sentencing, saying that they can now rest knowing that their daughter's killer will not be getting out anytime soon.
There's no guarantees that he would even live that long. What he did to Nichole, the terror she must have felt that night. I know she fought with everything she had.
Nichole's funeral was attended by more than 300 people, many of them wearing yellow ribbons. And as her casket was being moved up the aisle and out of the church, her distraught mother jumped from her seat and hugged the section where Nichole's head would have been, and then kissed the lid as if kissing her little girl's forehead for the last time. What do you think happened? Did Kyle kill Nichole by accident? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Now, if you think this case is messed up, wait until you watch the next one. In the meantime, give this a thumbs up and subscribe.